At fucking
No.
Ross, bro.
What was it?
Just at Ross.
Oh, really?
Just at Ross. It was the Eagles one and the Cowboys one. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even drink coffee or anything, but like just have a
Yeah,
cup
yeah.
in the house. Like fuck it.
I was gonna say, big cup like that's good for water too. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
drink
just
much coffee, so I do the same thing. I'll buy those big things just with.
people have come to my house and they're like, "Yo, you got anything to drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a Brita that gets water, and that's all I do, brother."
Yeah.
Like, only thing in my house is fucking water. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, let's hop right into it. I'm definitely feeling like it's football season. Welcome to In Those We Trust. Damn, bro. Trust Sports. Welcome to Trust Sports. We back in the building. It's definitely football season. It's definitely sports. We're getting into the dog days of baseball. We're getting close to the season starting. Preseason has already started. I'm ready. I'm hyped. You're starting to see tabloids going off about some interesting events. You're starting to see players changing teams. You're starting to see it some things unraveling when it comes to the teams. But before we begin, let's get into our trust of the week.
Oh,
I'll kick it off with my trust of the week. I would say my trust of the week. Shout out to Groupon. I feel
oh,
like Groupon's a good trust of the week. No matter what, if you decide to either go for a date night and you look into Groupon, or you're just looking for something to eat, chill, whatever it is, you either of two ways. Either you see that something propels you through Groupon, like they like advertise something to you and like, oh, I might as well do this, like it's a good opportunity. Or you go like a date night and you're like, oh, let's see if this is on Groupon, and it saves you some coin. But being a weirdo I am right now, and the number one thing I hate doing is I hate cleaning bathrooms, like deep cleaning and stuff
mhm.
like that. So
That's
actually,
fair.
like my brother said, he went and got like a maid service to come through Groupon. So I was like, yo, let me look up if I do it like once every like month and a half, like have a maid come in, a house cleaner come in and deep clean. So I got on Groupon for like 2.5 hours for $50 to come in
Damn.
and deep clean my spot. So this weekend they're coming Saturday. So it's like fuck it, like $50. I don't even have cleaning supplies. So I just moved into my crib, so I have no cleaning supplies. So I was like, that could put it off for a couple more weeks. I don't have to get cleaning stuff. So just have them come in
Damn.
for a deep clean because of Groupon, man. Shout out to Groupon. Good trust of the week, I feel like.
We gotta get Groupon to had paid ads now. That's a
Yeah.
good deal though. $50 for a deep clean. I feel like that's well worth it
two
for two
hours,
hours.
bro. Two
Damn.
hours.
Well,
And
that's
I'm in a
well done.
studio
I
apartment.
definitely, yeah, I definitely don't use Groupon. I don't know if I've ever used it, but I got to get on
Really?
it. Yeah, I got to get on it. I mean, I love deals. Fuck, man, who doesn't? But
Dog,
yeah, I
if
got to
you
get on
like, you just went to Pittsburgh, so like you could have like looked up like a museum. It's everything you do is on Groupon. Like it will be on Groupon, whether it be like food half price or something like that, or like in Philly, especially in Philly, bro. Like
it. Yeah.
Groupon, like I legit just bought a Costco year membership for $60 on Groupon. That's normally
Oh
like
shit.
90 some bucks. Yeah, so
Damn.
it's out
Well,
there,
look,
bro. It's out there. Get on
shout
it.
out Groupon. Reach out to Trust Sports. We'll be the paid ads for you.
Like busting what the boys say. Shout out, no free shout outs, but shout out to
Yeah,
Groupon.
exactly. Yeah, no free sponsors, no free shout outs. Um, that's a good one, bro. I got to check that out. I think you're gonna love mine because
Okay.
it's been a great week. It's been a great couple weeks for my trust. I'm trusting in the best fan base in the world, the Philadelphia sports fans, and I have a couple examples of why. So earlier in this month, the Phillies fans did something that probably nobody really saw coming. So to give a little backstory, Trey Turner, Malik, I know you're not a huge baseball guy, but you know Trey Turner signed the $300 million deal with the Phillies. Bro, he hasn't not only been living up to Trey Turner, and to give people a background on him that don't really follow baseball, I mean, this dude's a perennial all star, perennial MVP candidate. He wasn't only playing to not up to his level, he was playing like subpar, like batting 240, 12 home runs, 14 errors, like literally like a little below average baseball player that is getting paid $300 million over the next decade, right? So the Phillies played in Miami, extra inning game. Phils were up by one. A Trey Turner Olay ball error made the Marlins tie the game. The Marlins eventually came back and won the game. So afterwards, Trey Turner said he was down in the batting cages up until like midnight. Then they interviewed him after the game, and man, I'll have to send it to you if you didn't see it. He looked like crushed. Like he looked like he was about to cry. He's like, "This loss is on me. Like I'm not myself this year.
I didn't see
It
it. Yeah.
sucks. Like clearly it sucks." So the Phillies came home a few days later. Now, again, Philly's known for that tough love, the boo
Yeah.
birds, right? That you always
Oh,
hear.
this is all you need. This is what Liam needs to fit into
But
his.
this,
We are not assholes. Fuck
we are
that.
not assholes. We people that know what the teams need. We know what
Oh
these guys need. So this
God.
Twitter thing kind of like caught fire. I don't know who originated it. I think it was one of like the radio station hosts. They were like, "Yo, what if we just give him a standing ovation? Like, what if we just say to him, "Yeah, we got your back. Like, fuck it. You struggled, pick it back up." Man, it worked incredibly well. I think since then he's batting like a 400, 3 or 4 home runs. The weekend they gave him the ovations in 3 games, he had like 6 RBIs. He's been on an absolute tear. Said how much, like how cool it was. He ended up buying billboards to thank the city all around. It just said, "Thank you, Philly." Billboards all over the city. Since then, Nick Castellanos, who struggled last year, came out and said like how much he loves playing in the city. Bryce Harper's like, "I wish I
Oh
started my
God.
career here." Now he panders a little bit, but still love the guy. Said, "I wish I started my career here." Like the fans just get it. It was huge for Trey Turner. Maybe got a little monkey off of his back, but I think also just showed the team like, yo, these fans really do ride with us. And that same weekend, the Eagles held their first open practice at the link, had over 50,000 people in attendance for a practice. Now, this
Yeah,
is
so
always
that's
funny to
nuts.
me because the rookies are blown away by it. You have guys like Brandon Graham and Jason Kelsey who have been here forever that still are blown away by it. I think last year AJ Brown was like, "Yo, that practice was better than some of the games that I played in when I was in Tennessee." So like, it just goes to show it's the best fan base in the world. Barstool's going to sprinkle in fucking stupid videos of a 21-year-old getting hammered and shouting "Go Birds" that makes us look like idiots. But when it comes down to it, this is a knowledgeable fan base. They're the best fans in the world. Another example of it. I've been loving every minute of it. I can't believe
Yeah,
it worked. I can't believe the Philly fans fixed Trey Turner.
of course, this fits right into your prerogative of saying that we're not assholes. Of course, you're not assholes to your own fans. I mean, to your own team, like
We
players,
can be.
whatever. Like
Certainly
you're
can
gonna
be.
pat them
I
on the
mean, there
back,
are
but that
boos that happen
does
all the time.
it does do
Look,
numbers
I'll tell you
in
this.
regards to when it comes.
The Sixers are not getting met with that same love. I know we're going to talk about the Harden situation. The Sixers are not going to be met with that same love. Game 6, when they blew it, they weren't getting cheers no matter what. Like these fans can be tough on their own when they need to be. But
I feel you.
look, sometimes you just need a little brotherly love.
It definitely helps you in regards to when it comes to the sport of baseball. If you need that confidence, like you need to know you got
It is.
buy-in, because no matter what, it's on your head of like, I just signed this crazy ass contract. Like they're like, fuck, I'm letting the team down, I'm letting the city down. Like that gives you a little boost of confidence. Like, all right, bro, like just focus back on ball. Like don't really worry about all the other negativities that come with it. So it does
Yeah,
help when it comes to that sport of baseball, because I don't think that necessarily works when it comes to football or basketball. I would say I don't know if
I
like
agree
when I think about
with
it,
you.
maybe it could with like someone that's like a shooter, like it could work in their favor of like, all right, you know what, like this guy isn't knocking down his shots, like let's give
Mhm.
him some motivation because he's not hitting on our areas. Come on, like it could have worked for Ben Simmons. Maybe you guys learned your fucking lesson
Fuck
from Ben
no.
Simmons.
No, fuck no. You're right. But what you said though, like baseball is like what is like baseball is 90% mental or whatever the quote is. Like it is. It's a completely different sport mindset wise. It's such a long season. Like it's 75% of the year. Like you're playing ball. So I think it was read really well. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
Again, because like it was another thing of like, yeah, what are we gonna do? Like boo this guy? We have him for 10 years. Nothing's
Yeah.
gonna happen. Like let's just back him up a little bit. Like what's the
Yeah.
worst that can happen? He's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
gets to bed. So it was definitely cool to see.
Yeah. I did see that. That's pretty dope. That's dope. All right, where do you want to jump into first? I mean, if we want to stay with Philly, we can stay with Harden.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go right into that. From one Philly team that we love right now to another that shit, man, nobody can stand. Nobody can stand.
All right. So you know what? I'll let you kick it off. So Harden, where was he at? Was it like an Adidas event or something like that?
I think he was in China promoting like his wine brand.
Oh shit! So it had nothing to do with ball.
No, nothing. He
He
just
just
brought it up
slam dunked on the organization for no fucking reason.
for no reason at all.
Okay,
What do you
so if you did see the video, go ahead, Liam. Explain kind of what happened in the video.
Yeah, so again, I think he's over in China right now promoting his wine brand and he's talking to a group of kids and I don't know again what the exact
What
event
the
was, but
fuck?
he said he was like, "Yo, I I don't trust Daryl Morey, who's the Sixers president of basketball ops and the guy that's running everything. He's essentially the GM. I don't trust Daryl Morey. I'm never going to be a part of an organization that he's a part of. And he said, I repeat, I do not trust. So he fucking repeated himself.
Yeah.
Now, Malik, what's interesting about this is that about a month ago, James Harden made the decision to opt into a contract with the 76ers. James Harden is under contract with the 76ers, the team that Daryl Morey is a part of. So essentially, Harden is doing what he's done the past, three times. This is the third team the past 4 years he's kind of pulling this shit with. He started with Houston. Remember, he got real fat, just didn't play. Forced his way to Brooklyn. Big three in Brooklyn. Kind of just gave up on the team. There's a video where he's playing ball. It's in like a regular season game. Kind of gets tipped away from him. He runs after it and just stops, like pulls up, stops trying. So the Sixers make a swap for a guy that stopped trying for them and Ben Simmons. And he came here and, shit was pretty good. Played half a year, got knocked out in the second round. And I think what happened last year was Daryl Morey probably said to him, if you take a little bit of a pay cut, we want to bring in a couple other guys to really bolster this team because we think we can make a championship run. And in return, when your contract is up, I'm going to pay you the max. I'm guessing that that's what happened. Well, now the circle of events is that Harden opted into his contract for this year with the expectation that the Sixers and him were going to come to a long-term deal. Well, Harden disappeared in Game 6 and 7. So now the Sixers said, we're not going to give you the max. We just can't. Okay, cool. Harden says, trade me. Only trade me to the Los Angeles Clippers. That's the only place I want to go. So the Sixers have called up the Clippers. I think there's one or two pieces that the Sixers really need to make the trade worth it for them because they're not just going to dump them off. You had that opportunity, James Harden, to decline your contract option and go wherever you pleased, but you didn't. So now the Sixers are in control and said, yeah, you know what? We want a couple of pieces. Clippers said no. They don't want Harden that bad. And now here we are in a situation where James Harden is saying, fuck the Sixers. Probably a handshake deal that they were going to give me the max when I took a little bit of a pay cut last year. And now this team is in shambles. And kind of like I said, bro, I know we're going to talk about it a little bit. I know what stance you're going to take and what stance I have. This may sound like a cop-out, but the way the Phillies are going, the way the Eagles are going, fuck the Sixers. I've just been so, any basketball video I see now, I don't even want to think about the sport. It's so fucking annoying.
That's not all city buy-in, though.
No, it's most of what I'm seeing on social media is don't even talk. The schedule just released for the Sixers. I'll have to send you the tweet. Look at the comments. All of them are don't care. We don't care. Fuck you. We don't care. We don't care.
Get the fuck out of here. Look, to me, that's the problem with Philly is that how quick you guys could turn. Because no matter what, when it comes to if you guys make the fucking playoffs, those games are gonna be fucking sold out with basic bitches who have not watched the game, basic people who can afford those tickets to go. You had the same thing when the Phillies sucked. No one cared about the Phillies, and then all of a sudden, everyone's a Philly dick and back to the Phillies game.
This is completely different because you had a decade ago of this same organization saying,
that's true.
We're gonna lose on purpose for 3 years, maybe
that's
more.
True.
To stick with us.
Yeah.
And then they got some pieces. Malik, out of that whole process, let's say they had 7 or 8 first-round picks. They nailed one of them. I'm pretty sure all of them, except for 1 or 2, aren't even in the league. It's not even like they weren't good enough to be on the Sixers. They're not in the league anymore.
Yeah.
And now you bring in, we touched base on it. You ran Jimmy Butler out because you wanted to pick crybaby Ben Simmons and Brett Brown over him.
Yeah.
You signed Tobias Harris to this max fucking contract. You finally found a player in Joel Embiid who's hitting his stride, who's MVP this past year, perennial MVP candidate. He's one of, if not the most talented basketball players this franchise has ever seen.
Yeah.
And you're completely wasting his prime by doing this shit again. You have Ben Simmons cry his way out of Philly, and you bring in a guy who's been a loser his entire career. Again, this isn't a new thing for him. This isn't Philly just messed it up or fuck. He did it to Houston. He did it to Brooklyn. He'll probably do it to whatever team he goes to next. It's just what he does. But it's your own fault because if you promised him that max, I can't fully put the blame on him.
Yeah. That's what I say. I definitely see Harden being a bitch, in this scenario. But at the same time, I look at that organization, when you texted me and I was like, yeah, but there has to be something else going on because you just see 2 superstars that are leaving. And you're like, fuck Ben Simmons. And I was like, not fucking Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, bro. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot about him. But to me, that was, again, it's all in the same realm. When you have leadership who makes bad picks, bad trades, and players just leaving who are star fucking players. You can't just blame them. You can't blame Jimmy fully, and you can't blame Harden fully. It's a whole circle. I think that the organization they just don't know how to fucking figure it out. And
No.
sad to say, I think you wasted Embiid's career. And if I was Embiid, I would be so pissed off at Philly of like, yo, I gave you fucking everything. Like I was here since the beginning. Like you said, like I think we talked about this weeks ago. Like trust the process has been since we were in high school, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like fuck, bro.
2013, I think. 2013, 10 years ago.
Before like 10, like you just wasted 10 years of Embiid of like, yeah, he gave you like what was it, 2 or 3 years he was hurt, like what, like he, so that boosted him, so like you didn't waste all those years, but it's like fuck, how long are you gonna keep fucking wasting off his time and like not getting together because your organization can get it together. When it comes down to players, all right, like you can say like all right, it's that, but when it comes down to organization not being together and having troublesome, you feel bad for the players and you actually feel bad for the town.
I do. I feel bad for Joe. If I'm him, I don't know how he hasn't yet. If he hasn't, maybe it just hasn't gone out. Bro, if I'm him, I'm walking in that day and being like, get rid of me. I want to win. I just like you said, I gave you guys everything you had. I get it. You tried to give me some pieces. You fucked up time and time and time and time again. I only have so much left. Trade me. And you know what? If he did that, hopefully, I pray he doesn't. But if he does it, I won't be able to blame him. I will not have any ill will towards Joel Embiid if he asks for a trade, because this is a poorly run organization that has, just like you said, wasted the prime of an elite basketball talent. One of the best bigs we've ever seen.
For sure.
And the only thing positive coming from this is I know how badly the Sixers are run, and their owner just bought Washington, the Redskins, as we'll get into. But now I'm like, all right, you know what? The Commanders are fucked. Good. Now I don't got to worry about them, because if it's going to be run like the Sixers, you're not going to win.
Damn, fuck. Well, we'll see where that goes. If you want to stay on top of them, we can sit there and talk about the Redskins. So, news broke that I've been seeing this a couple of times actually. A petition has been going around to bring back the name of the Redskins, the Washington Commanders, to change their name back to the Washington Redskins. And isn't it signed by like the Native Americans from that area?
I believe it's I think signed by them, but I want to say a group like that kind of started the petition in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. We're probably spreading fucking fake news, but hey, we're feelings, no facts here. So in my eyes, the change comes out of like this fucking annoying ass woke culture of like why, like changing the name. I mean, when you look at, you still have the Blackhawks, you still have certain teams there, but it's like, all right, they definitely fell into the trap of like appeasing this woke culture. And it definitely led to them changing the name. I fucking hate. I just say Washington. Like I don't even say the Commanders. Like it's so weird to me. Yeah. It's so juvenile to call them the Commanders. So I think that I agree with changing it back to the Redskins, because I feel bad for when I see Washington fans and they rock their gear. Like they're still rocking their fucking gear. Like when I look at I mean, what's Cleveland nowadays?
The baseball. They're the Guardians.
Like that shit's trash, bro.
I
like I know someone who's a Cleveland Indians fan who was like, "Yo, like I still have a hat that has like the Indian on it."
Yeah,
and that logo is mad fucking racist. That's a tough logo because it is just a red dude. Like that's fucking tough, right? But the Cleveland, like I wonder if they just fell into the trap of like the woke culture, because you still see like I mean, like we have so many high schools around here, like the Shawnee, Cherokee, Lenape. Like those are all like Native American land that our high schools are built on, that like still go by those names. And like, I remember there was a talks of like Nike trying to get in and change the names and would pay to change facilities and stuff like that. But I am full on like, fuck it, bro. Like, don't succumb to this woke culture. Change it back to the Washington Redskins, and let's just go back to where it used to be.
Sorry, froze. But
you're good.
I was just so no, I agree with you. I would change it back as well. So from what I've seen, like this isn't a petition that's being signed by like 1,000 people. I think this thing is nearing 100,000 signatures. So there clearly is a good amount of people that care about this. And I've seen things, and again, everyone's going to have their different opinion. But one of the things that I thought, as a white male, if that matters. But no, honestly, one of the things that I thought was like, can this be taken as a sign of respect? Is it respect or is it disrespect? And what I'm seeing is a lot of people that are signing this, like you mentioned, that are part of those Native American groups, are saying it was a sign of respect to us.
Mhm.
Like, because again, you mentioned you still got the Blackhawks, the Atlanta Braves kind of have like that chop Native
Yeah,
American
yeah, 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 yeah.
thing that they do. Like
Florida, the Seminoles.
I was just about to say, Florida State Seminoles. I'm sure there's others that we're missing too. I don't know. To me, the tradition of football, like bring back the Redskins, they clearly haven't figured anything the fuck out. Their uniforms are trash. The names have been
Yeah,
trash. Bring back the Redskins. If that many people care, if you think that many people care enough to change it, clearly that many people care to change it back. So
yeah.
let's see how they respond.
How about this? How about maybe it wasn't done properly? Maybe like the name was just taken and used, and it wasn't like they didn't pay the respect to that tribe. Like maybe
Yeah,
it's a monetary thing. Like, you know what? We provide jobs, we provide medicine, we provide like some type of support to that community to show our, like, you know, our, like, I don't know, our allegiance, that, like, you know, as a respect, that like we're honoring this for this being their land, and this being their team and where we are. Like the logo is honoring them, the organization is honoring them. How
hmm
else could we honor them? That's monetary gifts. Like provide scholarships, provide some type of NFL initiative that where you provide access to college or access to like equitable things to help boost up that whatever's going on, whatever major unequitable things are going on in their vicinity, that we can help boost that to help and support them during that
yeah,
time. That's something that could definitely work, and they can fucking do.
yeah. And again, the ownership. Well, what Dan Schneider, like he couldn't even he couldn't even give Sean Taylor a proper like statue. Do you remember seeing that? Like that clearly was a bad. Like
Yeah,
I wonder if these groups just didn't want to be attached to his name because remember he's been in trouble forever. Maybe,
that's true.
maybe that was
That's a
his
good point.
last like fuck you to the NFL. Like I'm going to
Yeah,
just change it to the Washington football team and then the fucking Commanders and I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Apparently he's a nut, so I guess you
yeah,
can't put anything past him. But it's going to be interesting because this thing has gotten big enough that you can't just fully ignore it. So
yeah.
something has to be said about it one way or the other.
I no, I completely agree. Okay. Moving on to our next topic of Michael Orr. All right, so we have the news breaks of Michael Orr. You were saying that you definitely have seen, you watched something on Barstool. I watched when his little brother came onto Barstool as well. I
Oh
watched that.
shit!
Did you see that one?
No, I got to see that. What do you
No,
say?
no, yeah, the little white boy came from the, like, from his adopted family. It was on Barstool with Dave and all of them.
Recently?
Yeah, it just dropped like yesterday or 2 days
Oh
ago.
shit! Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
watch
he
it.
was on. So yeah, so the story of Michael Orr, he's like suing or doing something to the family in regards to his rights, and I think it's really centered around the monetary gain of like the movies. Am I right?
I think so, yeah. But like the tricky part is, it sounds like they almost tricked him into signing adoption paper. Like they tricked him to thinking that he was signing adoption papers, but in reality, yeah, he was signing the rights to the story and maybe
Yeah.
even some of his name.
Yeah, so he was saying that he was never adopted by that family. But like I said, like no matter what, that the movie's a fucking hit. Really, Sandra Bullock, she fucking kills the movie. I mean, I love Sandra Bullock, so it's like
Yeah,
I
she's
love
hot.
that fucking movie. But you definitely get into the landscape of it's a white savior, the white savior complex of coming to save the day for a black kid that's touted to be an all-star football player at some point, especially when it comes to, oh, we could bring him to Ole Miss. Uh, but
Exactly.
if you watch the Barstool interview with his brother, no matter what, is like, I'm removed from this situation. Like, I love him. Like, at the end of the day, like, it does seem like Michael Orr is lying a little bit about some things, because what's so happy that this comes out the day his book is releasing as well.
Yeah,
Like, he
I
has a
saw
book
that
coming
too.
out, right? We always know when drama comes before the book comes out and the book sells, right? You want to get the book sales as much as you can. But he's suing the family for like money, and these conversations have always come up again. And his little brother doesn't fucking like run his name. His little brother's like, dude, I love this guy. Like, yeah, I could be mad at him, but no matter what, I'm always gonna love him. Like, I see him when I see him. Like, he was the reason I went to school. Like, he went to college in Baltimore so he could be around his brother when he was with the Ravens. Like,
Oh
he's
wow.
loved him. Like, he's like, yeah, he's my brother, man. Like, but the fact that he says that he never seen us, he's like, is bullshit. Like, he's like, I have pictures from like years and years and years of him being on our Christmas cards. Like, that's a lie. He's like, it's funny that in the group chat, like when he was saying like, I would drop all my allegations if I get this number. So it's like he is doing a money grab. Like it looks like he's doing a money grab. So no, who knows? But we all know that like how this can end up. How does this look to the public for that family?
Yeah, because well, here's the thing too. What's weird about it, and what I was saying was, um, if you watch the movie, like I don't really get it's about Michael Orr as much as I get it's about that family bringing in Michael Orr and teaching, essentially teaching him how to fucking play football. Like there's a scene where Sandra Bullock walks on the football field and is like, "This is how you block.
Yeah.
Pretend it's up." Like just dude was a rock star athlete. When they picked him up, like he was a highly touted offensive lineman. Uh, that just so happened went to go to Ole Miss. But
Yeah.
it's weird to me because like I don't know, will Michael Orr really sign off on a movie that made him look like an idiot who's never seen a football before, then all of a
Yeah.
sudden just turned into this tremendous athlete?
Doesn't know
And
how
with
to
the money
read.
grab, yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. And then with the money grab thing, like to play devil's advocate, what if he was just texting the family, "Yo, I don't want any of this to get out. Here's the number. Pay it. It's done. Like I
Yeah.
understand, like you guys fucked me over. You pay me the number. None of this has to get out, and we're good. We're straight."
Yeah.
Like maybe it's that.
Because they never expected the movie to be as big as it is. Like it's a fucking big movie. Like The
Oh
Blind Side
yeah,
isn't just some like throwaway like football movie. Like it's huge. It's one of the biggest sports movies there
it
is.
is. It is.
And you're 100% correct. When you look back at that movie, like you see his stuff about his family a little bit, but it does make it worse that it's all about the white savior. It's all about
It's
them
all
coming and
about
seeing him on the side of the road and giving him food, giving him a bed, and what could they do for him? Like it was a lot of what they did for him rather than like what is his story? How did he end up in this position? Like let me hear about
exactly.
him. And like no matter what, it's crazy that when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I was like, holy shit, Michael Ward just won a Super Bowl ring. Like he has a movie about his life. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking huge, man. Like that needs to be a movie just about him, like where he came from, being homeless, where he's at, and now he's fucking a Super Bowl champion for the Ravens. Like being on that team, he was on a fucking Ravens team with one of the best fucking
No.
defenses of all times.
Yeah.
And fucking like that was huge, man. That was a huge team, and yeah, I think it's just a shitty situation of like who's telling the truth here. Did he really get done dirty, and what it's just going to take time for the courts to run its way through.
Yeah, it is, and we'll see. But like you said, look, information gets out when people want it to get out. The fact it happened as he's releasing his book,
Yeah,
you're right. That's a little fishy. It's a little
yeah,
fishy.
it's something not adding up on both parts. Let's just say that. Like it's not
Yeah.
adding up on both parts.
Yeah.
And is this a money grab for him? Like it is his story. It is one of the most popular movies.
Yeah.
He deserves that money. So at the end of the day, pay the man his money. Maybe you're right. He didn't want it to get out there, but the family's being fucking hard headed and like, nah, we did this for you. Let's keep it out. It would hurt our name.
Yeah. Yeah. More is going to come out about it, but
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Okay. All right. Damn, get up this shit. Okay, so like I was saying, looking at my notes from the first time, from the start, I feel like you get to see really what it is that a college player goes through.
Mhm.
A star college player. Like we get to see Johnny Manziel go from not really being anyone to bang right out the gate having to deal with mayhem. Like crazy mayhem.
Can't even go to class.
No, they said, and I love the honesty from the coaching staff to be like, as soon as the coaches were like, they said, I forget the coach's name. I remember him too from the NFL too.
Yeah, the Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff was like, yeah, I mean, it got to the point where we couldn't even have him like go to class anymore. We had to have him take all online classes. And he's like, that's not good for fucking Johnny Manziel. And I was like, I fucking love it, bro. I love it so much.
Because he wasn't showing up to those things.
Yeah, fuck no. You probably had someone fucking doing it. But this is to show you, like, no matter what, Johnny Manziel was doomed for the beginning. Like, no matter what, there was no way, in shape, or form that he was going to have success. As his slogan going into it was, "Win or lose, we booze." And I was like, holy fuck, this is a guy's guy. Like, this is the reason Dave Portnoy and him were hanging out together. Like, he was perfect for Barstool Sports. He was perfect for college football. He did it all. But it was like even Cliff Kingsbury was like, yo, man, like it was fun to just sit back and watch this little white kid run around. And then he was like, but we didn't play Bama yet. Let's get into Bama.
I know.
Like we're going to sit here and talk about him going into this Bama games, just hearing Cliff just say, it's been fun watching this little white kid run around, play against these little small schools. Yeah, now it's time for Bama.
And that was my point too, was that Bama game completely shifted him. because you're right. Like, he came in with that attitude, like, win or lose, we booze. But that game, I think he even said after every game, I would go and I'd try to find my parents. I couldn't find my fucking parents after this game. Like, I was getting just destroyed by these fans that were trying to come up to me, and it makes you wonder, like, what if they got blown out 50-0? Like, where's Johnny Football?
Yeah, he stepped up, and it even gets you to the point of like what I was thinking. Like, okay, he is I think the pinnacle of why we have NIL. Like, he's the reason why he was like such against NIL. Imagine what the fuck he would have made if he did NIL. Can you imagine? Like, there's no way now that they would ever let a college athlete get to that point again. I don't think so. But the hysteria that was around Johnny Manziel, like, if he had NIL deal, like, holy fuck, he would have made more like than I think he would have ever made in fuck the NFL. More in those 2 years.
Bro, it was crazy. He's saying, I'm walking around seeing everyone wearing that maroon
number 2,
and I'm not making a dime off of it. Not making a single dime off it.
And that's what got me into the next thing. How much do you think that he propelled Texas A&M above? I don't think I've ever seen growing. Mind you, I was a kid, but like growing up, I never seen Texas A&M on TV. Like, I never gave a fuck to watch Texas A&M. There was a point with how much did he bring in? They said he brought in $30 million of free advertisement to the school. 30 fucking. He redid that stadium. Like, that stadium should be called fucking Johnny Manziel.
It should be.
The fact that he was like, they were like, we can't hold this anymore. We need to make a new stadium because of fucking Johnny. Like,
I know
the house that Johnny built. No. Like, people say like, like they're these also like, I built this shit. No. Johnny fucking Manziel literally built that fucking stadium, and he had to deal with like the comment. We're going to talk about this too. With like, he was getting paid to do autographs. Now, I knew that story of him flying to do the autographs in Miami and coming back up.
Yeah.
But can we just say this? His family are full of thugs. Like, they are savages in his family. Like, you want to talk about ride or die family? He has ride or die family members.
Yeah. No, that was crazy. And look, that was also A&M's first year in the SEC.
Yes.
So they literally were put on the map by Johnny Manziel. Yeah, it was make or break.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been scared if I was Texas A&M. I would have been like, holy fuck, like, is this a good move for us? Because no matter what, it's big league now. Yeah. Now it's the big leagues, because now you're going to play Bama, you're going to play these LSUs, you're telling yourself, we have to live up to this hype now, and there was really no hype around them yet. No. There wasn't that hype. Johnny Manziel brought that hype.
Yeah, he did. He brought all of it. I mean, you just meant you're facing the best teams at the most hostile environments. You're coming from the Big 12, where you weren't even that successful in the Big 12.
No, that's
like, it's not like you were dominating.
Yeah,
you were middle of the road.
Yeah, and
I just think like through all the signing and the money that he made, both the NCAA and Texas A&M realized, like, fuck, we need this kid. That's why his through everything that happened, and his Uncle Nate, as he called him, kind of taking the fall. The NCAA could have figured out a way to link all of that to him and suspend him for however long they wanted to.
Yeah.
To give him the first half as a suspension against Rice, that's a slap on the wrist as you're going to get, because they knew our sport needs this dude on the field.
Yeah, like, we need him to go make that money. And like, if you want to get to that money, he was making $30,000 just signing autographs. So that shows you that
that's nothing compared to what he would have been making NIL.
Yes. So imagine what he would have been. Imagine what that guy was making off of him. If he's giving him 30 G's, he has to be making plus 150.
Oh yeah,
off these signing autographs, right? And he started to notice it. He's like, I'm fucking sitting here for the boosters. I'm raising money for the fucking college. I'm sitting here for hours signing shit. Fuck you. I'm gonna go sign shit. But the funniest shit in the world was his family. Like, he's like, uncle or grandpa. I think his grandfather was like, yo, I need to send you. Can I send you money to write a check for me to like do this? And they made this whole elaborate, and it's crazy. I don't remember ever hearing this. Like, this whole elaborate thing that, like, you know how we beat these allegations? Let's just say that we're rich white folks that have oil money. Let's just fucking say that. Like, that shit doesn't fucking happen. Like, there's that shit. Like, not. I think the race card definitely comes into play a lot of different areas in this whole thing. That shit never fucking would happen if it comes to a Reggie Bush. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, have you seen the comparison with like Reggie Bush and Johnny Manziel going around lately? Like that comes strictly down to race. I mean, Reggie Bush played for one of the best college football teams they ever say and when they say about who was the best college football team, they name that USC team all the fucking time, right? So with that, it's like you can't say anything besides it plays in the race. Like, oh, okay, let's not look into this. It's a white boy that has oil money. What the fuck?
It's especially in Texas. Oh yeah, fuck, you're not gonna blink an eye.
Yeah. I couldn't. I just couldn't believe that he was able to finesse all that money, and then the whole college football says, you know what? We'll suspend you for half a game.
Half of a fucking game. You could have suspended him that whole game. It's Rice.
And what sucks is that Rice was like almost about to win that game until Johnny came in.
I know.
They were so close.
That family, you're right. The family was so ride or die. And what was even crazier to me was after A&M, right? With all those combine stories, his agent literally calling his dad and being like, yo, Johnny fucked up. You're going to need to put yourself in the hospital, say you have heart problems, so we can fly him out of here.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, yeah, fuck it.
The fact that I asked my dad this. I'm like, yo, Dad. I thought my dad would say fuck no. I'm like, yo, Dad. Let's just say I think the Johnny Manziel thing. Like the night before the week of like the NFL combine, I go out, I fucking smoke weed. I just couldn't, for some reason, I just couldn't handle it. I fuck up. I know the draft, they're gonna drug test me on a third day. Would you take the fall and say, yo, I'm having a heart attack, I'm in the hospital, like something's not feeling right, I need you to come home, and would you play into it for me? My dad's like, fuck yeah. Fuck the NFL, fuck them, like go get the fucking bread, like get the money you're deserved and earn. Like no matter what, my dad was like, he deserves that money, he should have got it in fucking college, but go get that fucking money. And I'm like, you're right. Like, fuck the league. I'm going to get my fucking money. Because when we look around the league, how many players have they fucked over when it comes to drug tests? You see Larry Tunsil, who I think it was like a hit piece, like his dad or somebody put that out of like the week before the day of the draft. And like, he doesn't get drafted. But now he's getting his money. But he had to go through all that bullshit to get to where he's at now. But the thing that hurt me the most from this documentary was he thought that he was untouchable. And that's what I think fucking pissed me off the most. Is like he knew that he can keep fucking up, and his family enabled him for so long until they said, you know what, fuck you, you gotta go figure this shit out on your own. And which he did, and he went and blew through all his money. And it's just like, why, bro? Like I don't understand. Like I know it's definitely a mental health issue that he definitely was dealing with, but why, man? Like why couldn't you fucking figure it out? Why did you have to keep doing this to your family? Like and why did you think you were so untouchable? That I understand that you were being enabled by, like, if you fuck up, your agent gets you out of it. If you fuck up, no matter what, the college football says, here's a slap on the wrist for a year. I mean, a 1 game suspension. Fuck you, I'm out of here. Like, why couldn't you figure it out, man?
Yeah, and again, it's exactly what you said. It's the enablement, because how it kind of opened was talking about his high school, right? Like that military mindset. Everyone fall in line, do your job, and let's go. And I mean, he even brought it up, like when all this shit was happening, he was like, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not in college and the NFL, but he's like, I'm not coming to practice, or I'm coming to practice hungover. Like Cliff Kingsbury's talking about, like, dude, he's sweating out all the fucking alcohol the day of the game, like practicing this game. And Johnny Manziel's like, fuck you, I'm the best player in the country. No coach, no, the NCAA, nobody held him accountable. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then you go to the combine, and just like you said, man, I got fucking ripped. I need to be good for 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days. And I can't even do that. But hey, I fucked up. My dad's going to have a fake heart attack. Worst case. So then I can get out of it. And then, when he's going to the Browns, it's just like at that point, man, it's tough not to have that attitude. I mean, I got through signing all the autographs. I got through partying whenever I wanted to and still dominating college football and still being the best player in the country. I got through the combine with every single GM and every single owner. Didn't matter. I'm still getting drafted. I still got drafted first round. Now you go to the Cleveland Browns, who were one of the worst run organizations for how long?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I mean, think about the stories we didn't hear. Because we heard the stories of, like, in college, his fucking 4th-string quarterback, backup quarterback was taking the drug test for him. You hear the story of him, like, that the player was like, I mean, the coach had to fucking call his agent and be like, yo, he needs to watch film. And his coach's like, all right, he's watched probably, I mean, his agent's like, a little bit of film. He's like, Zero. I watched fucking zero. Do you know how fucking hard it is to be an NFL quarterback and watch zero? I can tell you right now, it's fucking hard to be a safety on the fucking defensive side of the ball and not watch film. Now you're the starting QB in the NFL and you tell me you watch zero fucking hours of film? Are you fucking nuts, bro? Like, you fucking idiot, bro. Like, maybe he's so delusional that he was like, my talents will get me out of everything because I didn't do it in college. Yeah, bro, that's college ball, bro. That's college ball. No matter what, your athleticism can get you somewhat far in college ball. Not the fucking big leagues, man. It's not happening here.
And that's what, like, it's almost to me, through all of this, is the two big what ifs that would have changed him. Again, one, we kind of talked about it. I really think that Bama game, like, flipped the switch for him.
Yeah.
And number two, what if Johnny Manziel was playing today? Like, what if there was NIL? And he didn't need to feel the need to go and be like this rebellious figure that he was.
Yeah.
Not only signing autographs for money, but I feel like the rest of his attitude turned into like, fuck A&M, fuck the NCAA. Exactly. I'm here for what I need to be. I'm making my bread. I'm going to party my ass off. And I'm in the NFL. Like, I'm in the league.
Yeah,
the
like,
NFL,
I just felt like it all was self-destruction. Like, it just all was like, I don't think I can handle the fire. Like, I can't handle the heat, so I'm going to get out of the kitchen. Like, I don't think he could handle it, and it was just self-destruction. And I think there's two documentaries that if you're a star athlete that I say you should go watch. It's Broke on Netflix. It's Broke on ESPN, like the 30 for 30 of like how NFL players all go broke, and this fucking documentary of how you can self-destruct yourself financially and your athleticism and being able to produce on the field. This is how everything can go fucking wrong with you. Like, just watch these two documentaries and you should figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, but it was also crazy. Like, I think if you think about his mentality in high school, it seemed like, okay, he started as a sophomore, clearly was elite enough to play at the D1 level and beyond, wanted to play at Texas, right? So there's his motivation. I need to be good enough to play at Texas. He wasn't, ends up at A&M, fine. Then he goes to A&M and he's having this success and they're partying their ass off. I mean, they both literally said what we just touched on. Like, win or lose, we booze. Like, we're going to fucking party our asses off if we win 50-0 or lose 50-0. Like, he clearly did not have a drive to really make it to the NFL. Or if he wanted to make it in the NFL, it was for the money. And it's clear as day. Like, he didn't love the game of football. Like, this was just like, it's what he was fucking insanely good at.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I just think that hopefully, I like that he's in a better position now in life. That he's just like, you know what, like, it's similar to like the Mike Tyson shit. Like, I've heard Mike Tyson describe it as like when he went to jail and he was broke and didn't have money, and he was like, they're like, how are you doing, Mike? He's like, I'm happy, man. All praise to Allah. Like, I'm so happy right now. And they're like, why? He's like, because nobody can want anything from me. Like, I don't have anything to give. He was like, people would literally fight Mike Tyson. Like, they would fight to take Mike Tyson's clothes to the dry cleaners because he would leave so much money in his pockets. Like, that's the type of people he had around him. Like, but imagine what Johnny Manziel was dealing with. Like, he still was a college student and he was a frat boy. Like, imagine with like, he can't do anything. Like, sometimes it's good. Like, we all want to experience that once, but imagine every fucking day. You can't go to class. Like, you go to a party, the party's shut down because they hear Johnny Manziel's at this frat party. Like, you really can enjoy it. And like, it fucking drives you crazy. So now he's like, yo, the people that are around me are the people that I love the most because they don't want anything from me. Yeah. And that's it.
And there's also no way. You're talking an 18, 19-year-old kid, right? At this point.
Yeah.
Any girl on that campus he could have had. There's no shot he paid for any food, any alcohol, nothing.
Yep.
He did not pay for it. Somebody somewhere around College Station said, there's Johnny Manziel. Dude, on the house. Eat and drink on the house. Come to our parties, like, drink on us. So, bro, just crazy. Like, I can't imagine having that mindset at 18, 19 years old. Like, it definitely fucks you up.
Yeah, no, I don't. I wouldn't want that. I'm good. Like, I would want to be like that star wide receiver that you see, like, and I wouldn't want to be that touted fucking humongous of a star. Like, I mean, he was one of the biggest stars in the world, bro. Like, it was like Messi, LeBron, fucking Johnny Manziel, like Ronaldo. Like, he was on. Like, can you imagine? You're in fucking college, bro. Like, he was on that level. The one thing that was crazy to me, I never knew, was the reason he did the money like symbol. Like, that's the fact that he was doing that shit as like a really like a fuck you to the fucking league and like to NCAA to college to be like, I still got money. Like, fuck you, motherfuckers. It's crazy. Like, what a savage to do that shit to people to celebrate every time you score. Like, fuck you, I still got money. I'm doing my money sign.
Exactly. It was crazy. It was a really good doc. I can't wait now for the next ones.
Yeah. I definitely can't wait to. I wish it was longer, but hey, it was a good thing to have in the summer, I would say.
Definitely.
Hey, brother, do you have any last words you have towards this week in sports? One thing I have to say lastly is it's going to be fucking weird to see Zeke with the Patriots.
That's right.
Bet you Zeke has the best. He has a rookie season career now with the fucking Patriots. He's going to rush for fucking 3,000 yards or some crazy shit. And it's just going to be like, no matter what, I wish that he could have produced more with the Cowboys, but I think he had too much freedom with us that the Patriot way may fix him and get him back on his shit. And let's be honest, he didn't really play last year. I mean, he fucking was in and out, but Pollard took all the carries, so he's fresh. So no matter what, I would never get rid of my. Huh?
He's going to score a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's going to be I think even if he's not their leading rusher, like Belichick's going to want him into the goal line to punch it in.
Yeah, for sure. And no matter what, that's my guy. He's one of the first players. He's a reason why I made the distinction of I love Ohio State. I love literally walking onto the football field, I got yelled at by refs for having my fucking shirt open and having my stomach hang out on the football field. Like literally, like I went to coin toss and the ref was like, "Are you gonna do that all game?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man!" I had my stomach out at the coin toss, fucking. And mind you, I'm a big fat ass center, and I didn't give a fuck, bro. Like I went out there for coin tosses with the stomach out.
I was gonna say I would definitely yell at you too. You didn't have the Zeke abs.
No, dude, I was rocking that shit. I didn't give a fuck, bro. Like, I got yelled at in the middle of I got yelled at playing Riverside, and I had it up, and the ref was like, "You can't do that. Put your shirt off." And I was like, "No, I don't have to." Like, there's no rule that says I can't have my stomach out.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking rule. And he was like, "Get out." And he sent me to the sideline, and and then we're like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Cause I have my stomach out." And he's like, "He's a fucking hater. Just go back in there. Just put your shirt down." I'm like, "Fuck, man. Like, this is great." But he's the reason why people did that shit. Like, he's the reason why, like, he was my first, like, Cowboys player that I was like, "Oh, I fucking love this guy." I watched him in college, and, like, now I can follow him to my team, you know? From Ohio State to my team. Like, seeing him beat Bama, I was so fucking happy. Ohio State beating Bama, like, that's my guy. And, like, no matter what, I'm going to keep his jersey. I'll rock his jersey. Hope he has a good career going forward.
Well, he's back to that 15, so that's going to look smooth.
Oh, he's switching back to the college days. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I like it. Hey, man, anything else you want to say, brother?
Nah, we're definitely nearing towards football. I know we got, as we record tonight, the Eagles play. And then I think college football, not everybody plays, like the week 0, as they call it. I think is in a couple Saturdays, August 26th.
Who do you guys play today?
The Browns.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure who's playing, but it's football.
I'm getting tired of seeing all the fucking hype around the fucking Eagles. Fucking Jalen Hurts, he fucking signed with Jordan. Jalen Hurts, he's fucking doing this. Like, look at Jalen Carter on his first fucking NFL fucking play, almost had a sack. Like, fuck you, bro. Like, it's fucking preseason. Shut the fuck up.
Killed it. Look, I'm with you. Preseason's bullshit, but just give me the start of the season. I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah, let's see. Do we beat you guys once this year?
Do you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they always split.
Nah, be honest.
We'll come up with something. Yo, Leek and I are going to be in the same fantasy league too, so there's going to be a lot more shit talking to do after these football weeks.
I'm not paying until the end of the. Cause I'm winning it, so I'm like, there's no reason for me to pay you my bread. So
that's bold. That's bold. I know where you live, so when you finish in 8th out of 10,
right?
Come collect.
Yo, we gotta do something. Like the loser. There's this crazy fantasy. I forget this actor. He's in a fantasy league, and like what they do is the winner the next year chooses who's not a part of the league, not until they come and show up in person. So you have to come ready as if you're ready for the draft picking. And then whoever won the previous year, like, yeah, you know what, Liam, you're not in the league this year. And like, you're just not a part of it because you're the loser. Like, you lost. You came in last. Like, I mean, no, it's whoever he chooses. So the winner could just choose any fucking body he wants to choose, but they don't know until you arrive at the draft.
Oh, that's ass.
Yeah, imagine, bro, how pissed you would be. You do all your research and then you're like, you're good to go. Yeah, I gotta get on that. I gotta start researching who my guys will be.
Yeah, it should be exciting. But
yeah, I'm
closer and closer.
Yes, sir. Hey, guys, continue to support In Those We Trust podcast on Spotify, fucking SoundCloud, iTunes, everywhere you can find it. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Some big things coming as well. And I appreciate you guys. Follow us on Instagram at WeTrust_podcast. Follow Liam on Instagram at
Liam Stokes 11.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All
Trust
right,
up.
thanks, Lee.